Okay, finally, our last kind of limit. Very first thing I'm supposed to do is try to plug in. When I try to plug in x equals minus 2, what do I get here? I'm going to get 2 times 4, I think that's 10. No, that's 8. I'm going to get 8 minus 10, it's actually minus 2. Right. On the bottom, when I plug in minus 2, I get 4 plus 6 plus 10, that's 0. Yeah, that's not going to help me a whole lot. But I see that I can factor, so I'm going to hopefully factor and cancel. On the top, I pull out an x, and I get x times 2x plus 5. On the bottom, I remember that when you plug in minus 2 and get 0, that automatically means that x plus 2 is a factor. Keep that in mind and use it. If x plus 2 is a factor on the bottom, I can easily get my x minus 5, which is great, but nothing cancels. So what my only alternative is just to see how big each piece is getting and see what happens. Now, when x is getting really, really close to minus 2, x is getting really, really close to minus 2. It might be a little bigger, it might be a little smaller, I just don't think that's going to help. When x is being really close to minus 2, I multiply by 2, I get minus 4-ish. I add minus 4-ish to 5, I get 1-ish. It might be a little bit bigger than 1, it might be a little bit smaller than 1. I just don't think that's going to help. So the whole top is going to be minus 2-ish times 1-ish. That's going to be very, very close to minus 2. Don't know if that's going to help or not. The key thing to look at is this piece right here. Because when I plug in minus 2 plus, I want to see what's going on. So you can see I've drawn myself a little number line here. And we're plugging in numbers that are a little bit bigger than minus 2. And when I take numbers that are a little bit bigger than minus 2 and add 2, that jumps me just to a little bit bigger than 0. That says that these numbers are actually small positive numbers, and that's going to help. Finally, when I plug in minus 2-ish numbers into here, I get minus 7. Now, it might be a little bit bigger than minus 7. It might be a little bit smaller than minus 7. I just don't think that's going to make much difference. However, on the bottom, when I take a tiny positive number and multiply by minus 7-ish, what I get is a tiny negative number. So the whole top is something that's very close to minus 2. The whole bottom is getting very, very tiny and negative. And now I take minus 2 and divide by a tiny number, I get a huge number. But when I take minus 2 and divide by a tiny negative number, I get a big, huge positive number. And the way we say that is that the limit is infinity. Again, meaning when we plug in numbers of this type, we're going to watch the answers get bigger and bigger and bigger positively. And that's the whole thing.